Welcome to part 5 of Beta Lumity and Doki Doki Takeover. We left off with Monika once again contemplating on her world, so we're gonna take off from there. Well, not directly from there. About a week or two later, the events of Doki Doki Literature Club starts taking place, with the exception of Lucia and Ameila are part of the club now. Now, I do have an idea on how DDLC will play out, both as it is now and as it would have been if it was a regular visual novel, with these two characters in. I will make a video on that at some point. Just think of that as like an extra. It's canon. It basically be canon adjacent to this story. As Sayori is introducing the MC, who I will call Michael, it is immediately apparent to Lucia what the situation is. This is a straight up plot point for a freaking harem story, and Lucia calls it out, which surprises everybody. The only one that it doesn't surprise and the only one who doesn't try to defend Michael is Monika. Now, Monika isn't defending Lucia, but Monika isn't berating Lucia. The same thing with Ameila, but she just doesn't really care. Stepping out of the story for a bit, unlike in the game, both DDLC and the FNF mod, MC will not be a part of this story. He will not be a part of the group. If anything, MC will be a recurring side character. Just like in the original game, Michael joins the literature club, and Monika has everyone write a poem for each club meeting. I'm not going to get into the specific of the poem that Lucia and Ameila would have written, but I think Lucia would write something about not feeling like she belongs or something like that, while Ameila will probably write some poem that she says, hey, fuck my mother or something like that, to vent out her frustration with their parents. Anyway, once again, the situation will start playing out again how it does in the actual DDLC game, with an exception that whoever Michael chooses to help, whether it be Yuri or Natsuki, it doesn't get as sexually charged as it does in the original game. Because once again, Lucia had pointed out that the whole situation was basically a setup for a harem plotline. So when the conversation ended, Lucia just told everyone just to be careful around him, which is the case. Again, whether he went with Natsuki or Yuri, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have a sexual tension like it does in the original game, because they are cautious when it comes to being around him, because what Lucia said about this being a perfect plot point for a harem plotline rings true in their head. So they're kind of wary on that, keeping some distance but not enough to basically stonewall him or just make him feel unwelcome. Anyways, while they were setting up for the festival, Lucia and Ameila were helping Monika come up with the design to set up the room for the festival day. By the time the festival rolls around, everyone had prepared not only poems, but some stories that they can perform. So while everyone's getting ready in the club room to prepare, Lucia and Ameila are just hanging around at the festival, just enjoying their time. By the time Lucia sees that they need to be at the club soon, she drags Ameila to the club room as everyone is already dressing up in their costumes for their performance. While Lucia and Ameila weren't surprised by their group's costume, they were kind of surprised by how well they pulled it off. Yuri being dressed like a nun, Natsuki dressed like a cat boy, wearing fake cat ears with a fake cat tail, with a simple hoodie and jeans, with Sayori wearing a sweater that hangs off her shoulder, but wearing an undershirt to block off anything that might be showing, and Monika wearing a basketball uniform. There you guys are! Where the hell were you? Hey, give us a break, alright? We wanted to look around. We have to perform, you know. You were the one that backed up Monika with this. Alright, fine. We got carried away. Is that what you wanted to hear? Natsuki, give them a break, okay? They're only here for a little while, so why not let them enjoy their time for a little bit? And plus, they're the last one to perform anyway, so Money's right. Don't be so hard on them, Natsuki. Fine. Okay, everyone. This is the day. Michael's already set up the speakers, so now it's up to us to show everyone that literature can be much more than just reading a book. It's when we read these stories, we bring the world alive in some way or another. Is everyone ready? I'm ready, Monty. So am I. Yeah, we're ready. What about you, pretty boy? Are you ready? I'm not performing, sorry. And with that, everyone, let's Yuri take the first performance. She picks up the mic that was on the speaker, pulls out her phone to look at the script that she prepared. She takes a deep breath and begins her performance. This story is about a nun who tries to share the word of God with a chainsaw. We start off in an abandoned building. A young demon living in the human realm comes to find someone with the help of his lover. As Yuri is getting nervous, Ameila grabs one of the mics that was being prepared, turns it on. She pulls out her phone that was given to her by Monica and taught how to use by Lucia. She scrolls to Yuri's story and picks off where she left off. He finds who he's looking for. After arguing with him for a bit, this nun appears out of nowhere, interrupting their conversation. Yuri looks at her with surprise. Hey, what the heck did you do to him? She immediately knows what Ameila is trying to do. She looks over to the group and sees Lucia, who gives her a nod. Yuri takes a deep breath and slowly walks over to Ameila, trying to look intimidating. No longer looking at the story in their hands, they start enacting out the scene. Ameila takes a step back, knowing that Yuri is being threatening at the moment. Crap. You better watch it. I have a weapon on me. Lucia pulls Monica close to her. Hey, do you think you can use your powers to kind of visualize the scene a bit more? Monica looks at her surprised. Don't worry, I'll get Amelia's attention. She can do illusion magic pretty well. All you need to do is just change the mind that they're visualizing it. Let them see it in their mind. That's all I'm asking you to do. After waiting for a moment, Monica hesitantly says yes. Using Lucia as cover, Monica pulls up a console command. Lucia waves over Ameila, which does catch Amelia's attention. She pulls out a glyph and motions a circle in her hand. She points over to Monica, who she sees who has a console command. Ameila doesn't really know what Lucia wants her to do. She can guess that Lucia wants her to do magic, but what does Monica have something to do with it? She doesn't really know, so she goes with the safer option and uses illusion magic. When she sees Ameila pulls out the phone and points the story, it immediately clicks to Ameila what Lucia wants her to do. And so she pours more magic into the illusion spell, and the scenery changes around them. Yuri now has the chainsaw in her hand as she steps closer to Ameila, and with a quick swing of the chainsaw, Ameila was able to dodge it. Ameila, who too has started to use the illusion on herself, is now dressed in a tuxedo with demon horn protruding from her head. Well, looks like you're not all bark after all. You will meet God! And with that, Yuri once again lunges at her with the chainsaw. Ameila once again dodges the chainsaw attack. She's about to use her magic again to summon Abomination, but she sees Lucia again telling her not to do that, and doing finger pistol with her hands, trying to simulate using guns. Ameila, who does know what guns are thanks to watching movies from this world, uses her Abomination to make a makeshift gun and cast an illusion spell to make it look like a real gun. With Yuri once again charging at Ameila, Ameila is able to jump over Lucia and fire her gun at her. Yuri was able to bring her chainsaw up to block the bullets. This goes on back and forth for a bit, with Yuri either trying to impale her or just rip her to shreds with the chainsaw, and Ameila dodging and firing her gun at Yuri. Look, it's obvious that you're some kind of religious nutjob, hell-bent on sending me to see God. But, how about I take you to meet God with me? This gets Yuri to stop. She looks at her for a bit, thinking, and just gives her a smile. Ameila, who knows that this is where the performance ends, dismisses the illusion just as Monica stops messing with the code. Everything around them goes back to the classroom. The audience that was in the classroom give a round of applause to both Yuri and Ameila. Yuri looks surprised. For a moment there, she felt like she was actually this character. Yeah, she's gone into books like that before, but this felt intense. She looks at Ameila, who gives her a proud smile. She looks over to the group again, who are applauding her. Yuri once again bows to everyone and hands over her mic to Natsuki. Ameila walks back to the group, handing the microphone back to Michael, just as Natsuki is introducing herself and her performance. She admits to everyone that she chose to perform this story because the cover was just that of a cute cat. And so she tells the story of an arcade owner who is proud of not only the arcade that he managed to keep in business in this time of age, but who just so happens to have highest score in DDR. One day his friend and his girlfriend walks in, supposedly on a date. Seeing how he was close friends with this guy, he jokingly hits on his girl. His friend knows that he's joking, but he does get a little protective of his girl. So to showcase both that he knows that he is being playful, but to also showcase that not to hit on his girl, he challenges him to his favorite game, DDR. The arcade owner gladly accepts, even making a remark saying that if he wins, he gets his girl. His friend just rolls his eye as they start up their arcade machine. They go back and forth on this DDR machine, going for 3 rounds, both of them seemingly at equal strength. However, the arcade owner, knowing that his friend is taking this very seriously, decides to throw him a little bone and give him the win in the last round. The arcade owner congratulates his friend, but his friend knows what he did. He gives him a smile, playfully punches him in the shoulder as he continues his date with his girlfriend. Everyone gives a round of applause to Natsuki. Natsuki hands over the mic to Sayori, who does her performance about a girl who was once promised to be with a boy forever. However, this boy seems to have broken his promise and prefers to be with another man who, according to this girl, shot up a school. But according to the boy that she loved, he was framed. They manage to meet again at a train station, with the boy seemingly to be running away from his parents. She tries to convince her childhood friend to stay with her, to not break their promise, but he just can't fulfill that promise. If that promise means staying with his abusive parent, being forced into a life that he does not want, he cannot keep that promise. He still wants her in his life, but he cannot be her lover. This girl tries everything she can to try to get him back to her, to not break her promise. During Sayori's performance, Lucia has a flashback of her and her mother out in the rain in the human world, being a projection from the lights of the headlights of her mom's car. She explains to her mom that she did not run away because of her. Yeah, everything else sucked, but if anything, it was everything else. Yeah, it hurt that her mother wouldn't really stick up for her anymore. It hurt immensely, but her mother was not the sole reason she ran away. She couldn't tell her mom everything as she was being pulled away. Her mom desperately wanted her to stay, but Lucia can't make that promise, at least not right now. So her mother asked her to make a promise that when she makes a portal back to the human world, that she will stay. Lucia tries to get a word in, but her mom is pleading with Lucia to stay. As she's being pulled away, she looks at her mother's teary eyes and says that she will stay, as tears start rolling down from her eyes. The flashback fades as Sayori finishes her performance. Ameila notices that Lucia was crying during that. She asks her what was wrong, but Lucia just tells her that it's nothing to worry about. But her girlfriend will not accept that. She lets it go for now, but will badger her later. As Sayori hands over the mic to Monika, Monika brings her hands up to Sayori's face to wipe away the tears that was falling down from her face. Sayori didn't even notice that she was crying, but when Monika does this, it surprised her. After a few moments, Sayori just looks at Monika thankfully. Monika once again gives her a smile as she takes the mic and heads over to do her performance. Before Monika takes center stage, she turns over to Lucia and asks if she can help her. Lucia is surprised by this, but she absolutely agrees. As Lucia walks up to the center stage with Monika, Monika introduces herself to the audience and says that she's doing something a little bit different. She actually wrote a song and explains that literature is not just about stories or poems, but music can also be part of literature as well. Lucia immediately knows what Monika is planning with this. After all, when they first met, they did sing. So Lucia pulled out her phone and looked for Monika's documents. And when she finds it, she sees that yes, it is in fact a song. When she scrolls to see her verse, she actually sees that yes, there is some basic verses there, but at the beginning of each one, in parentheses, it says, these are a base for you to use. Do and say whatever you feel is right and organic. Monika gives her a wink and does her performance. Contrary to her outfit, which is more of a basketball player, her song seems to be more about a robot. While Dusk likes to play basketball, it's more just about the robot itself and who he is as a person. When it comes to Lucia's verse, she does follow the notes that Monika has, but seeing that in the first verse that Monika sang was more about the robot and who he is, Lucia immediately knows that yes, this works for her as well, because for a while she just had a hard time figuring out who she is. So it came naturally to Lucia when matching the verse that Monika gave. And with Monica, it was more natural than she thought when it came to the song. In fact, it started to become so natural that Monica decides to be a little cheeky. She uses the console command again, copies Amelia's illusion spell, and does her own. Using the same method that she did with Yuri, she makes everyone believe that they are actually just seeing this in their mind. But to Monica, Lucia, and Ameila, it is all real. Monica's appearance has changed. She's still in her normal school uniform. However, Monica herself looks different. She still has that normal high ponytail, except the what they call hair vents isn't there, and her bangs are more split in the middle. As for Lucia and Ameila, they seem to be different as well. Lucia looks more younger, the strands of hair on the side of her face is gone, and her hairstyle is completely different. She no longer has the red beanie, and her normal jacket and white and purple striped undershirt is replaced with a purple and white hoodie. As for Ameila, she looks a bit younger as well. She's no longer in that crop top and skirt, but is instead in a black long shirt and red leggings. Even her purple hairstyle is different. Both Ameila and Lucia, they actually feel different as well, like they're different people. The singing goes back and forth for a while, their design changing back and forth a couple of times, and when the song ends, everything is back to normal. Monica bows to the audience as they applaud. Lucia walks over to Monica and playfully punches her in the shoulders. Monica rubs the spot where Lucia punched her and just chuckles. Monica hands over the mic to Ameila, who uses an illusion spell and changes both Ameila and Lucia's outfit to two characters from the Good Witch Azora. Monica does a little bit of tinkering to just make the people think that they always had these outfits on. And with that, Lucia and Ameila does their performance by recreating a scene from the Good Witch Azora. Time passes as for the literature clubs to start closing down and cleaning up. Monica lets the others in the literature club go off and enjoy the festival for however long it'll stay open. As Ameila and Lucia are helped cleaning up, Monica walks over to them. I appreciate you two staying to help us put on this performance. On behalf of the literature club, I thank you. Hey, don't mention it. We had fun. Yeah, honestly I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Now that everyone's left, there's something I want to ask. I know you two asked me to help you find a way back to your world, but I'm still trying to come to grasp that this world was actually real. If you do find a way back to your world, is it alright if we all come with you? I know I should be satisfied that this world is real, but the knowledge that there's more out there won't really put me at ease. So not only seeing other worlds myself would be great, but I can give the others an opportunity to see what's beyond their homes and schools. I honestly think they would love it. But what about the one that you're longing for? You know, the one that you did all this for? Honestly, I don't really care about that anymore. I just wanted something real, and this world is real, so I'm fine with never being able to see them again. It doesn't matter. And this is where we're going to end this part. If we were doing the initial DDLC, this would be the final part of this whole story, but no. Just like how I did the bad ending, this is the normal ending. Seeing on how DDLC Plus is a thing, we're going to have a good ending too. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, no, I am not doing the 3 additional songs. They were just add-ons to another song. If it was 3 original songs, then maybe, but no, I'm not using those other songs. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Fireblade here, and I will see you later, or whatever I make. Bye!